Hello everyone and welcome to another video. With the greatest of pleasure, Cassandra would like to introduce you to General Richard D. Clarke. But before she does, a quick reminder to hit the subscribe button underneath this video. It really does help the channel. You can play your own version of Scammer Bingo with this video. If you have a list in your head or on your laptop or on your phone or even on a piece of paper of questions that you think scammers are going to ask, you can have fun ticking them off that list. Hello Cassandra, how are you doing today and how are your families? Hope everyone is fine and safe. Hello Richard, I'm fine and all three of my family is fine and safe. That sounds great. It's my pleasure to meet you here. How's the weather there now? It's cloudy, hope that helps. What's your interest in weather? Are you a meteorologist? Not at all. I'm just asking to know. It's warm here now, and the time here is 16 p.m. What's the time there now? 16 p.m. That's a new one. Are you in a special time zone all of your own? It's just gone 1:30 p.m. here. That's how we call it, because I'm in the military. I just told you it's 4 p.m. in military time. You didn't just tell me that. 16 p.m. means 4 p.m. Obviously, before you all pile into the comments and explain military time. Followed by, have you eaten your lunch yet? Okay, if you say so. All right, what are you doing right now? In reply to him asking, have you eaten your lunch, she said that's even more random than wanting to know about my weather. Are you a nutritionist now and not a meteorologist? Okay, I'm sorry if that makes you get mad at me. I'm just asking to know. I'm sorry about that. I don't mean to be rude. Why do you want to know? What will that tell you? Apart from the fact that you shouldn't work your way unthinkingly down a list of daft questions before reading them and thinking about whether or not they're appropriate. To which our man replied, all right, I understand what you're talking about, but I just apologise if my question makes you get mad at me. It tells me a lot about what kind of person you are and who you really are. I just want to know more about you, where you live, and the kind of job you do. And how about your families? And are you still happily married with kids? No, that's not true, because both of us meeting each other today is not by magic or accident, by the will of God. I haven't left anywhere. Okay, but are you happily married with kids? And do you have children? Neither. Okay, as for me, I'm divorced, with one son, named Berry. He's schooling the boarding school in Colombia. How old are you? And do you leave alone? I'm 63 and I already told you I haven't left anywhere. Okay, as for me, I'm 60 years old. I want you to know that age is just a number. What do you think? Then why did you ask how old I am? Or is that another question from your list of silly questions that you just asked without thinking about what you were asking? I'll assume you have a brain, since you're a military general, so how about you actually use it? Yes, you're right. I usually used it, just asking to know. Can I kindly have your Gmail address so I can add you up on chat again, so we can be able to keep our communication secure? Again? I don't think I've talked to you before. Yes, me too. I don't think I've talked to you before. Just text me your Gmail address so I can add you up on Google Chat, so we can be able to keep our communication secure. And so she gave him her email address. Do you still have Google Chat on your cell phone? He asked. What do you mean by do I still have it? You've said you want to add me again, then said you don't think we've talked before. Do make up your mind, please. Okay, I just text you there now. I'm waiting for your response over there now. If you're able to look at your screen, I suggest you do now, and look at the name that our man has given himself on chat. Godballs American. Hello dear, it's me, General Richard, he said. I'll be very glad to have you here. Hope you got my message. What on earth is a godballs? Do you mean gobbles like chickens? That's my private Gmail, he said. That isn't my question. Gobbles America, he said. Yes, what is a gobbles? Is it like gobbles like chickens? I talk to my son here alone. I just add you up because you seems nice and kind. That also isn't an answer to my question. Do I have to keep asking? It gets so tedious. Yes, what is a godballs? Is it like gobbles, like chickens? It's gobbles, he said. Yes, What is a gobbles? Is it like gobbles, like chickens? Not like chicken. Like what then? I don't even know what it means. Gobbles? He typed again. Or do you mean gabbles? To which our man replied, God bless American. Can't you read it very well? Don't be rude. I'm not rude. Can't you spell it very well, she said, or even spell it at all? Yes, you are. Sorry about that. I'll assume you're just an idiot who can't spell and prefers to be rude. Can we forget about that now? Good idea. It's okay. Have you ever dated online before? He said, going back to that list. Another daft question from your list. How is it any of your business? Yes, no, what do you mean? He replied. Yes, no. Can't decide, said Cassandra. I'm just asking to know. Can't you ask me a question, then I will answer you. You try talking like a mature army general, throw away that ridiculous list, and talk as if you're talking to a real person in your camp, or whatever you're in. Maybe tell me where you live, and where you're stationed right now. No, I'm not. I'm currently stationed in Syria. Not what? A mature army general? Hint, I know that. So, tell me, what are your hobbies? And plans for life. Here we go. Underwater yogic chairlifting and international stitch counting. I plan to jog backwards around Suffolk. What are yours? My hobbies are reading newspapers, watching TV, listening to music, sport, particularly swimming, travelling and settled down. And I do believe that destiny has brought us together. What do you think? What is settled down as a hobby? Is it a game? Yes, well, I will appreciate us being good friends in sincerity, honesty and trust. Although we just knew each other, we can share ideas and discuss about more issues as we talk more about ourselves. And as time goes on, there may be something great for us in the future. What do you think? I think you should answer my question, please, and stop pasting those ridiculous quotes from your list without reading them to see if they're relevant. What kind of hobby is settled down? Otherwise I'll think you aren't being honest and sincere, and I won't trust you. OK, it means settled down. With the right woman. You're going to get married and call your wife. That's a hobby? I'm adding to my hobby, he said, because of you. So you will know I need a woman to settle down. Tell me about the travelling you do as a hobby, unless of course that was another copy and paste list that you didn't read. OK, I understand. I'm doing copy and paste. You mean you did copy and paste it. Why don't you tell me what your real hobbies are? Is that what you mean? I'm asking you, because a question. I text you a message, and you said I send you copy and paste. Stop copying and pasting ridiculous drivel, and tell me what your real hobbies are, please. I'm not doing copy and paste. Stop saying that. It really makes me get mad. Then tell me about the travelling you do as a hobby, please. OK, I have travelled to many countries. I travelled to Spain 10 years ago. I also travelled to Romania and several countries. I wonder if he met Lola while he was there. Which other countries? Tell me all the places you've visited as a hobby. Do you go for a particular reason? Is your hobby visiting historic churches or special landmarks, or what? No, just for a vacation. I'm beginning to wonder if you even know what a hobby is. I've been to Denmark, Argentina and Ukraine. What do you mean by that? Well, first you said settled down was a hobby, then admitted that it isn't. Then you said travelling was a hobby, but now you say you go just for vacation. I said I add it, so that you'll know I want to settle down. That doesn't make it a hobby. I know that already. Let's try swimming. Tell me about that as your hobby. Are you in a local swimming club? And in reply to him saying, I know that already, that settle down isn't a hobby, she said, awesome, then stop telling me that it is a hobby. OK, said our man, working his way further down the list. What do you seek for in a relationship? Obviously that's a red flag to a bull, to my girls. A man that doesn't talk rubbish, answers questions, and doesn't work his way down a ridiculous list of meaningless questions and answers without reading them first to see if they're relevant. Let's try swimming. Tell me about that as your hobby. Are you in a local swimming club? No, I'm not. What do you mean by that? Let's try swimming, she replied again. Tell me about that as your hobby. Are you in a local swimming club? Or do you mean that swimming is also not a real hobby? It's okay, being honest, open, caring, faithful, easygoing, with great sense of humour. Also, being able to help others out no matter what they need. To be with a helping hand, well, it takes more than love in a relationship, he said, concatenating several quotes together so that they meant absolutely nothing. It will, replied Cassandra. So being honest and open, let's try swimming. Tell me about that as your hobby. Are you in a local swimming club? No, I'm not. How many times will I tell you that? Stop asking me such a question. Okay, so swimming is also not a hobby. That's 3 out of your 6 that weren't real. It's a hobby. Then tell me about it, please. Forget about that. Let's discuss about another thing. Where do you swim if you aren't in a local club? What's the meaning of this? When I get to the state, that's when I swim. No, it's your idea to talk about hobbies. I'm just expressing an interest in the hobbies you told me you have. Can't you understand that? Don't be rude. You asked about hobbies. You told me what your hobbies are. Okay, let's talk about another thing now. I'm just expressing interest in the subject you chose to talk about. I'm tired of all this. Okay, well, I'll assume that list of hobbies is made up, since you don't want to talk about any of them. If you can't talk about another thing, you can go ahead and block me off. I'm at a loss to understand why you asked if you don't even want to talk about your hobbies. Let's discuss about another thing. Why don't you ask about something you do want to talk about? Please. Something you can answer questions about. Something you can actually talk about. When I ask you the question, after I told you mine, we're going to talk about another one of it. I had a lot to discuss with you, but you're not giving me the chance. I have absolutely no idea what that means. Oh, really? What do you want to discuss, then? Obviously not hobbies, so I've no idea why you asked about them. Never mind. So ask about something that you do want to discuss, please. Well, I'm an exciting, thoughtful and compassionate man with a strong passion for life. I'm optimistic and warm and see every day as a new beginning to life. Stop copying and pasting those ridiculous paragraphs I've seen a gazillion times. Tell me what you want to discuss. I see, said our man. How do you mean? Assuming you know what discuss means, obviously. Yes, I do. Awesome. Can you send me a photo of you if you don't mind? So tell me what you'd like to discuss. You said you had a lot to discuss. My photo is on Facebook, and that isn't something to discuss. So tell me what you'd like to discuss. You said you had a lot to discuss. Yes, but my superior is here. I'll get back to you. Oh, you mean there isn't anything on your list that's a topic for discussion, and you've got to find a mate with a brain? Okay, I see. While you're gone, you can Google the meaning of discuss before you come back. I told you, my superior is here. I'll get back to you. Yes, I know what that means. Now, he's just left. Life is full of joy and great honour when our expectations come true. Well, I want to love and to be loved. What about you, dear? I'm looking forward to good discussion, if you can pick a topic you know enough about to discuss. You're supposed to be finding a topic for discussion and not using that idiotic list. Sure, said our man. You said you had a lot you want to discuss, and you said I wasn't giving you the opportunity. Well, now I am. Now is your chance. Yes, I know. Do you have plans of getting married again? That's not a topic for discussion. Please stop using that list. I can't get married again because I've never been married. Now, please, 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 tell me what those topics are that you claim you want to discuss. If you ask me another banal question from that list, then I will know you don't have enough brains to even work out if they're sensible questions. What do you mean by that? Do you realise who you're talking to? You're talking to General Richard. Stop calling me name and stop insulting me, because obviously that's exactly how an experienced army general would talk. Then act like a general and ask sensible questions for yourself, instead of copying and pasting idiotic questions from your list and copying meaningless, drivel answers. As a general, you should be able to have an intellectual, adult conversation. You could tell me about your career. Yes, I know, but if I text you some messages, you wave at it a copy and paste. OFGS, please type something that makes sense. I don't do copy and paste. That's what I'm trying to do, exactly. Please type something that makes sense and sounds as if it was written by a mature, educated army general. Well, you're failing miserably, she said, in reply to him saying that's what I'm trying to do exactly. So obvious that you aren't capable of typing anything that makes sense. It's obvious that you don't speak English properly, and it's obvious that you aren't a US Army general. Who are you really? As in, really, genuinely, honestly, I can't lie to you. I can't lie to you also, he said. You've done nothing but lie so far. I'm currently in Syria. You know we speak Syria languages. That's why my English is not completed sometimes on. Okay? FGS, you're from America. Obviously you aren't. Being posted in Syria doesn't stop you speaking English. Unless you don't speak English anyway. What language do you really speak? Yoruba? Igbo? Hausa? Caught out. That man had little option but to do what he did and disappear. I hope you enjoyed this silly tale of total incompetence in Scamland. If you did, please like it, please share it, please comment down below, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again in another video.